This is Retro Reels TV. They will never cast ads like this in Hollywood again. This looks interesting.
Son, I am ashamed of you.
This water flavor popsicle. But nothing. It's called punishment.
Bernie Mac.
Not punishment. Now go on back to your room. Get hot. Swallow your spit.
You
How
big
about that?
cold-blooded dummy. You big dummy, see what you did?
Dads, they drive us crazy with their strict rules and have us cringing with their dad jokes. But at the same time, we owe our lives to them.
I look like a white guy named Walter.
I remember that.
Some of y'all might not agree, but if there's one thing we can all agree on, it's the black TV dads from back in the days, raised by most of us. From Bernie Mac of the Bernie Mac Show, putting his nephew and nieces on the right path.
You're taking all my gifts?
I'll take everything. When I get done, there won't be nothing else to take. Except your bone, girl.
To Fred Sanford from Sanford & Son, showing everyone what the word sass means exactly. Here are the 12 best black TV dads.
Uncle Bernie, he's too old to play with dolls. Can we play something else, baby?
As far as black parental role models go, there's no beating Bernie Mac. You can try, but you're going to lose that $100 easy.
Come on, you mean to tell me after everything I showed you, you can't take a toy car from a 4-year-old girl?
Hey, give it back!
Played by Bernie Mac himself on The Bernie Mac Show, which aired from 2001 to 2006, Bernie represented the best of the black community on the big screen. By taking in his sister's kids and raising them as his own, Bernie showed every man how to be a man. But more importantly, he had learned to balance keeping a tight leash on the kids and loosening up every now and then.
Before we adjourn the meeting, does anybody else have something they want to get off
My wife and kids, right?
Katie?
I have a boyfriend.
Moving on, there's Michael Kyle.
Yeah, My
played
Wife
by
and
Damon
Kids.
Wayans. You might remember Michael as the head of the Kyle family on My Wife and Kids. Michael Kyle has a special place in people's hearts. He broke people's perception of how a poor black family was supposed to act.
We're in the top fleet of delivery trucks. We got money.
No, I got money. You're broke.
He had class, but more importantly, he cared for his family, and as a small business owner, tried his best to give them what they deserved. He was strict with the kids, but instead of handing out lessons with a belt, he chose less violent ways.
Where is she?
That way.
Fill me up!
Meet Uncle Phil, played by James Avery
that?
on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. This is one dad that needs no introduction.
Yeah, this is the legend here.
Look, you big-eared freeloader! You take the little square-headed cousin of
Uncle Phil was what you would call a total softie who put on a no BS persona so the kids would take him seriously. But he wasn't fooling anyone just because he puffed his chest. Apart from caring for his own family, Phil also took in his troublemaker of a nephew, Will, offering to be his dad when he had no one.
How come you don't want me, man?
He broke black stereotypes by not running away from tough emotional moments. And so Uncle Phil was the definition of a black parental role model.
Does look like the father on Fresh Prince.
Next up, we've got Carl Winslow from Family Matters. Behind the character,
Carl
we have
Winslow.
Reginald Bell Johnson, working to breathe life into the perfect role model for the black community.
You're grounded for 3 weeks.
Mm.
And you are to stay away from my car until it learns self-defense.
The show aired from 1989 to 1998. If you've got Winslow as your dad, forget about underage drinking or sneaking out of the house.
I love fun, but I don't need to take a drink to have a good time. And neither do you.
Carl kept a strict check on his kids, but if there's one thing that Carl deserves credit for, it's being really patient. And we mean really. I mean, who else do you know could put up with the neighbor kid, Steve Urkel's antics?
Hi, Carl.
Don't you think you want to start calling me Mr. Winslow?
Yeah, that's what my parents Herb and Diane tell me.
Answer, no one except Carl.
Got your backup money? Got your sock money? You got your get a souvenir for daddy money?
Yes, Daddy, I have the whole $10 you gave me.
If you're looking for the textbook definition of a perfect dad,
Old Flex.
then Mark Flex Washington from One on One is your man. The show aired from 2001 to 2006, and Flex Anderson deserves a whole lot of credit for breathing life into one of
Flex
the most
Anderson?
iconic black sitcom
I
dads
thought
of
it was
all
Flex
time.
Alexander.
How do you know about Bobby Arthur?
Please, I was reading them tired poems in your notebook. Violet to blue. Yeah, I want Bobby Arthur to be my man.
Mr. Washington broke
About
his
reading her
back for his
diary. How
family
about that?
in every sense of the word. Through Flex, parents who couldn't be in their children's lives for one reason or another learned how to bridge that gap later in life as Flex worked on his relationship with his daughter Brianna.
Well, Dad asked you to take the garbage out right now.
Why, Dad?
Because if you didn't, I was going to yell my head off.
Even dads need to be raised by someone. And in
James
the world of
Evans.
sitcom dads, that place is reserved for James Evans Sr. from Good Times.
Well, what we really want to know is
What the hell is an old man like you doing that?
The show aired from 1974 to 1979, with John Amos working to breathe life into the character from 1974 to 1977.
How old are you?
He's young, Dad. Just working around those chickens make him look old.
With 3 kids and a wife to care for, James took on multiple jobs to put food on the table. And though his circumstances were tough, he never once accepted help from others, choosing to stand on his own 2 feet instead.
How we getting by? That's how we getting by, baby. Me working 2 jobs, you working now and again. And what we got?
Given the timing of when the season aired, James echoed the stories of many black dads across the world who were struggling to make ends meet for their families in a racist society.
This is his first trip, and he's a little nervous. See, I'm going to St. Louis, and I'm taking my father with me.
Yeah, he take me to St. Louis to join my dead uncle.
Fred Sanford from Sanford and Son helped solve some of our daddy issues as well. Played by Red Fox from 1972 to 1977, the junk dealer was a father to 1 kid, Lamont, and boy, was he at his wit's end because of him.
I want you to put on some clean underwear.
I gotta put on some clean underwear.
That's right, I want you to put on a clean undershirt and some clean shorts.
I gotta change my drawers.
Fred didn't exactly have what you call a warm personality. His specialty was savage replies,
And you are the ugliest of the ugly.
and so Lamont didn't have it easy. But Fred did something right, because Lamont looked after him when it was his turn to return the favor.
I don't want to see you suffer. You're my father, and I love you.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. If you did, you'd have sympathy pains.
You mean to tell me you want me to be sick just because you're sick?
Yeah.
And so Fred represented black dads who didn't fit into the usual stereotypes and were far from perfect, showing dads come in all shapes and sizes.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Are you sure you're okay?
Mom, I'm okay.
Thank God, that's all that matters.
I'm glad you feel that way. I just got kicked out of school.
Moving on, we've got George Jefferson, played by Sherman Hemsley from The Jeffersons.
George
Now,
Jefferson.
George wasn't exactly everyone's cup of tea. He got involved in Lionel's life when he was already grown up, but they still had their father-son moments.
I got something for you.
Hey,
Proper chronometer. Hey, that's here. Not a chronometer, the chronometer.
Though for the most part, George was a pain in the ass, making fun of his son's interracial relationship, but at the end of the day, he cared for his family and got them a deluxe apartment. And that's saying something, because Jefferson was only a dry cleaner.
Take Pop out for one night of fun, and he'll be right back to the old Pop. You right.
Oh, that's Wayne Brothers.
Yeah, what's up,
Yeah.
man?
I ain't seen this show in a minute.
Try winning an argument against John Pops Williams, and
Oh,
I'll
Pops.
respect you. Played by John Witherspoon from 1995 to 1999 on The Wayans Brothers, Pops was a wisecracking, street-smart father figure. He took on the task of raising 2 kids on his own while running a diner.
Hey, Pop, what you doing closing the diner at 8:30 in the morning?
It's James Brown's birthday.
Well, he wasn't exactly raising them since they each had their own jobs. However,
I ain't seen
one
the
thing
Wayans
that
Brothers
made
in a-
Pops
that
stand
show in
out
a long
was how
time.
He put aside the typical black
Find
obsession
that shit.
of being respected in the household and joked around with his sons.
Get on up in the game. Go on. Go on, Pop. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
A genius direction, because it showed black people everywhere that the relationship between parents and their kids doesn't always have to be so strict.
You know you look terrific just the way you are. You show me someone who's consumed with her looks, and I'll show you a deeply disturbed person.
Played by Tim Reed, Ray
Oh,
Campbell
the
from
sister.
Sister wasn't too bad either. The show ran from 1994 to 1999, with Ray at the center of it all. Fans enjoyed watching Ray deal with finding out how his adopted daughter had a twin.
Mom? That girl has my face!
Your everyday black dad might have had a breakdown, but not Ray. In fact, he moved the twin and her adoptive mother closer to their home. And to think, he was raising the girl as a single dad.
Anything you want, anything at all. Come on, just ask me. Come on.
Okay. Well, Dad, can I?
No!
My man deserves all the applause in the world. However, unlike typical dads, he knew how to give the girls just the right amount of freedom so they could grow into independent people.
Moesha, that's not fair. Your father's just trying
Trying to what? Buy himself a son?
All right, I understand that this is difficult for you and it's going to take you a while to adjust. But I want you to understand something.
Oh, I remember they got rough with the arguing.
Who can forget Moesha?
Ooh, they got rough with the arguing on that show. I never forget that.
Played by William Allen Young, Frank was a father to Moesha, played by
Ooh, when Frank got mad.
and Miles, played by Marcus T. Paul. Now, Frank was far from your typical black father figure. He was a single dad, raising his 2 kids after the death of his wife.
Oh.
Single dad? Didn't he?
It's quite.
Wasn't he married to? Oh, maybe he wasn't. I've seen a lot of this stuff in a long ass time.
We're engaged.
I'm sorry, baby. I didn't hear you. What did you say?
Things got complicated when he remarried, but Frank always did a good job of maintaining peace between the kids and their stepmom. But then season 5 came around, and the writers decided to tarnish Frank's image as a dad by introducing Dorian as his son, whom he had out of wedlock. Yeah, that's definitely gonna hurt his standing. But instead of running away from his skeletons, Frank faced them head on, setting an example for the black community.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Dr. Axel.
Cosby Show.
Isn't it nighttime outside?
Yeah.
Is it the glare of the moon that's bothering you?
Heathcliff Huxtable, played by Bill Cosby on The Cosby Show, is a dad for the history books. Putting aside Bill's personal life, he did challenge black stereotypes on the screen by playing a successful, educated patriarch of the family.
I want you all to know that if you ever have a problem, please feel free, no matter how bad you think it is, to come to your mother or me.
And though juggling a family life was hard, Heathcliff showed how it was possible, and that's saying something, because the man was looking after 5 kids.
They song that's not a song, might be copyright now.
On top of that, he wasn't someone who whined when his wife sent him to the store 5 times a day. If only Cosby wasn't
that episode with the coming back in the rainstorm. That episode was something else.
That's all for today. Which TV dad raised you? Let us know in the comment section below.
Okay, that was a good one here. Good Times and what was the other one? Sanford and Son. Technically before my time, but they're both classics. Cause of course I saw the reruns, but you know, Family Matters and Cosby Show and the rest of that stuff. Seen the rest of them. I forgot some of them shows I ain't seen in 100 years. The Twins. Ain't seen that show on TV in a long time. And the Wayans Brothers show, that was a good one. So I didn't realize how long these shows was on. Is it what they say? 6 or 7 seasons. Yeah. And Cosby Show. Who hasn't seen that? If you haven't, that's crazy. But after that episode with the Thanksgiving dinner and sending this man to the store 10 times. Okay, you forgot the nutmeg. Okay, you forgot the eggs. Okay, coming back with the eggs, we already got some. Know about that. Okay, we forgot the tomatoes. Okay, going back for the tomatoes. Next thing you know, the raincoat soaked to the floor with it. Okay. Yeah, that was a classic. I don't know about going out there 50 times and the next thing you know coming back and you done got half the stuff from somewhere else. Know about that.